The world needs strong people, independent thinkers, critical thinkers that are willing to say what they believe, challenge the status quo, ask questions. The only way that we're going to evolve out of our current problems in 2021 is through different thinking, better thinking, and the scientific method, which is what the freedom of speech in America is based on. Ideas that go into the marketplace that are challenged by others that are willing to challenge those ideas publicly so that others can see and then others can contribute is the reason that America has done what it's done. Every other communist and failed social experiment in the history of mankind is a byproduct of not having this scientific method to ideas, to innovation, to technology, and to free markets. Make no mistake about it. The next epoch of human evolution is going to come through a decentralized model. It's going to come through testing ideas, the scientific method, what works, not what's politically convenient or what's narrative convenient or what the status quo is. And the paradigms that got us to this point are becoming more and more outdated as we have other options like Bitcoin and other decentralized models. Running anything through committee has massive fragility built into the way it's done. That's why the decentralized model, where you can align incentives and you can have consensus and you have checks and balances, it's the most natural to our species because it's really how humans lived in the wild as tribes. It was a group consensus. And if you did anything to threaten the status of the group, they'd kill you or ostracize you. This is why things like Bitcoin and the decentralized model that it shows can work is going to revolutionize everything. But we still have a long way to go. There's going to be a lot of testing and tweaking and iterating, and we need to make sure that our ideas and our speech can be decentralized as well. And what you see is the more that people pay attention to the news and to governments and to other consolidated entities, the more you get mass group think, the more fragility you build into society, the more sick and lazy people you have. It makes everything worse. It is the fragile way of doing things. The anti-fragile way is to remove emotion from it completely, put all the ideas out there, let the market vote on the ideas that are best, that bring the most prosperity and abundance and equality to people by accident, not because it's forced, not forced equality. That's not what I'm talking about. Have laws to protect equal opportunity, but not equal outcome. And then keep testing, iterating, listening to data scientifically, which governments don't do. Governments spend money and then they don't even track what actually happens with it. And they just try to get voted on or whatever. And I don't even want to really get into politics because I remember in 2020, I quit politics. But this is just more about ideas about society, culture, and where we're going as a species. Future governments are going to follow some kind of smaller decentralized model. The internet is allowing this. Blockchain type of technologies. The internet is allowing this. Decentralized models like Bitcoin's blockchain are good examples of how we can do things like this. And over time, as more ideas get into the marketplace, we evolve them, we iterate them, we stress test them. The best ones survive, get stronger. That's anti-fragility. That's how you become anti-fragile. And we all need to contribute to this as much as possible by being as anti-fragile in the mind and our body as possible. So we need to let ideas in. Any idea, even ideas that are inconvenient. We need to try to understand from them, test them where they need to be tested, remove emotion, and contribute to this mass of ideas and the scientific method of ideas and letting certain ones flourish, let the free market decide, contributing to that any way we can by protecting freedom of speech and thinking differently ourselves, challenging our own bias and dogmas, ignoring consolidated forms of control or power like mainstream media and the governments, etc. And the next generation of winners are going to be these open-minded scientific thinkers that put themselves out there, that put skin in the game with their name behind and their ideas behind their image. And we can all contribute and be a part of that. And eventually, these systems will find an equilibrium. They will stabilize. And the world will be a better place. And through this process, the free market process, we will eventually solve like world hunger and climate change and all that. And we will eventually escape gravity and we'll colonize the stars, given enough time. So for you, the individual, you can apply this analogy to your life. If you want more results, better results, if you want to level up, you have to be as scientific as possible with the things you do, with the things you think. If you're willing to put yourself out there, test things, try things, maybe be embarrassed sometimes, maybe fail at times. And through that comes learning. And then adaptation, because then you get up and do it again and you're armed with more information. This is true in everything in your life, from your health, your fitness, your wealth, whatever. And my light went out, my red light. Start with challenging your current dogmas, what you think you know. Opt out of anything mainstream. Think for yourself. Take a media fast, maybe for like a month. Don't watch any of the mainstream news outlets or pundits or anything that you're watching. See what happens to your thinking. Genuinely try to think for yourself. Have good conversations with people. Be vulnerable. Be willing to listen to other people. Be vulnerable. Ask questions that might not be politically correct. And do this over and over and over again, and you'll get better. You'll get stronger. Your life will improve, and you'll be contributing to a better future for humanity and my son's generation. So I would thank you for that. Like, subscribe, share more. And if you want to really take us to the next level, become a better thinker, to upgrade your worldviews, your mental models, and to take better actions in your daily life by thinking better, head over to bettermind.coach to learn more about the Better Mind course. I hope to see you on the inside. If you have any questions or comments, you can always reach out to me. You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, my email. It's all over the place. You can find it.